Well, I got the Cubby running, and today's going to be the first field day, and got something on my mind that's been on my mind that's concerning. Stay tuned. Alright, well, a lot of you saw New Iron on the Farm video. Some of you didn't. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a dime. If it's red, turn it gray. McCormick. It's missing on this side. And that was going to drive me nuts to beat the band, so I ordered a new one. I have to have it on there. But that's not the concern. I'm going to put that on before I go to the field. But that's not the concern with this tractor. Okay. He was very honest about things when I bought this, okay? And the one thing he went right for was the tank. And he said there was rust in it. So what he did with the sediment bowl is he stuck a little piece of pipe up in, he said, about an inch high. I says, okay. So then you put a screen over top of that little piece. No. Okay. So there's not a screen over that little extension. What did you plan on doing? Just putting a gallon in here and keeping it just below that threshold so it doesn't go down in and get into the carb anyway? Because he doesn't have an inline filter on this, which is really what it needs. And I think this is 5/16 and I have 3/8 in the barn, which that's fine. It's not a pressure line, so I can cover enough of this, clamp it, and I'll be good and have my inline, which is what it has to have. So see my gas can sitting there, and it's full. It's got 5 gallons in it, but I don't think it's going in the tank, at least not yet. And I have yet to order my new gas cap. I haven't done that. I've been too busy. As soon as I end this video, I will do that, though. Yeah, and I mean, there ain't, oh my word, you're not going to be able to see down. Well, you can see a little reflection, but there ain't, I bet there ain't a gallon in that tank. And that's done by design. He said he had it 17 years. And I think when he got this tractor, it was nut to butt squared away. And I think what he did was, yeah, he garage kept it, but he kept the tank empty. Probably, well, just in case it leaks, wouldn't want to drop in my garage floor. Heaven forbid, oh no, And left the tank empty. And 17 years of keeping an empty tank when you're not using it allows for all the condensation to build up on the inside of this tank and rust it. Now, I personally, looking down in there, don't see, a super duper rusty tank. Yeah, it's a little orange on my finger, but I don't see a tank that's, it would have been even worse had he left it out, but still 17 years, 2 decades almost, is a long time to build up condensation and just pulverize the tank. So needs flushed, probably going to get a new sediment bowl assembly, take that line off of there, put an inline in, or else I'm just going to have a carburetor that's full of gunk. I'm never going to be able to fill this tank up the way he has it set up with that unscreened extension in there. It just makes no sense at all. And yeah, a lot of you guys have said, put magnets and stuff over here, but that's not the end all be all. That helps, that's a helper, but a clean tank is the answer with an inline filter. I've ran enough of these now to know, and I just think the guy got to the point where they weren't going to the lake house anymore, and he didn't need the tractor for the snow plow, because that's what he was using it for, is to plow the driveway out. And it just got to the point where it's like, well, I mean, a lot of guys don't know you need to keep full tanks in these year round. If you're not using them, fill them. And even in the owner's manual, the original, it said, never ever below half a tank. But anyways, that's my main concern right now with this machine, isn't that It's not fully functional or partially functional. It's that tank. So I got to put some gas in it, otherwise it ain't going to run. But my fear is that I fill it up too much and then I get rust down in there and carburetor shot. So let's go, let's grow. I want to put that emblem on there. And I don't know, I'm thinking a gallon. You know, a gallon by the eyeball, not by the actual measuring stick. All right. Well, there you go. McCormick. And the reason, and see, I'm starting to figure stuff out real quick. The reason he took the other one off is because he converted this to 12 volt, which he didn't need to do. You don't need to, Cubs don't need to be 12 volt. Small engine, 6 volt will start this just fine. But anyways, he did what he did. He took this off because he put an alternator that actually does fit the tractor. It's the smaller alternators for like the A or the Cub or whatever. And he had to take it off of there. And he couldn't figure out how to put it back on with the alternator in the way. Because the alternator is about that far off the tin. So it's, okay. I'm not going to get all freaked out until we get out there and try this brush hog out. And I stall because a dirty tank. Well, here goes nothing. I mean, I got 5 gallons in here, and I'm just gonna go till it seems right. Yeah, get in there, you bitch. There we go. Now this is non-ethanol, but pretty much don't matter at this point in time. The rust would circumvent any ethanol anyway. All right. Huh. Give it a try, man. It's worth a try. I do have to get that other gas cap. Even though I spilled a few drops around the tank, that's gonna dry, but my main worry is the leaking while I'm running. The Jim Comey leaker. Regulators mount up, but this is easy. Phew. Well, let's see if we got a clogged up carburetor, shall we? Battery activated. Switch on. Handshake. It's college. What do you want? I want to feel underneath there and see how sharp them blades are. That man says they ain't too short, but we're about to find out. Well, they're beveled. That's all I'll tell you. They're beveled. So I'm not going to give it a major assignment on its first outing, but you can see what's going on here. The beans are turning. Yeah, there's some weeds in there too, but it won't matter. My combine will be set right and I'll blow it out the back. I've never been docked for dirty beans, and I've picked weedier beans than this, but they're turning, they're laying down, they're losing their leaves, they'll be standing up. But anyways, the electric company come in, probably back in June, and they asked me if they could use the field edge here to get back in those woods, which is publicly owned by the borough. And there's about 2.75 acres of it that is owned by the borough of Union City, and then beyond that, the Hillside Hitlers own. So, but anyways, the goal is to I like to be able to drive my four-wheeler around the field. I just do. Check things out, if you know what I mean. And this is already done. They did a nice job. They come in here with a forestry mulcher and just mulch this, so I won't need to even think about lowering that through here unless I see something that I want brush hog. But I think once we get up past that white sign, which the Hillside Hitlers have posted public property, there are some real goofballs, strange rangers too. From there all the way around the edge needs mowed. I did it once this year with the Frog. Yes, my Frigidaire riding mower. I did, but this one's just a little bit wider, and I think it'll do just a lot nicer of a job. Hopefully, if it works, if it's fully operable, it'll eat. So let's go, let's mow. We'll go in second gear, 3-speed with the Cubbies. Little wheelie popper. I want to get some wheel weights, front wheel weights for this. I found some on eBay, but they're in Georgia, so that ain't a happening thing, that's for sure. Yeah, you can see they come through here. They made a hell of a mess here. It typically is wet anyways, so they didn't make it wet, but they kind of rutted it and come through here maybe when they should not have. And hopefully I can get through this, because it ain't looking good for the home front. Yeah. I hope I get through this. Keep this wheel high and dry and go for broke, but holy crap. Well, we did it. Ain't much mud on that wheel. But yeah, they basically made a road here. You can see the beans. A little more stood up here. I'm guessing based on the pods, on average, probably 50 bushel. Right in that range. Now, this was a piece that I did not plant, this little corner here. And mainly because I knew they were going to come in here with machinery. And I told them I left you a landing spot for machines if you need be, but they didn't. They went in the woods and parked their machines in there, and either way they had options I left on the table. So yeah, you can see they made a land bridge. They come in here and they made a land bridge, which was very smart on their part, because they would have rutted the tar out of this. Yeah, and you can see it's holding a boatload of water, but this kind of keeps them above it. There you go. Yeah, and there's the poster sign to the Hillside Hitlers that they don't even own it, and they post it. Just hilarious. Now, in their defense, they're going to say, well, we ran cows in here for years, and they did. There's a fence post right there. Fence post there. They did. They ran Angus. It'd be the youngest man up there's grandfather. They ran Black Angus. You know, it was back in the day, a gentleman's agreement was everything. And I'm sure they went to the city and said, hey, can we fence this off? And they were probably like, yeah, no problem, as long as we still have access to it. Because I think there's pipes and stuff that run through here. And, but yeah, that's funny. If 1,000 people wanted to go in there, there ain't a damn thing they could do about it legally. Actually, they'd get in trouble if they were harassing people that were in here. That's how stupid they are. But anyways, man, I can get off topic. Somebody called me a motor mouth, and what I'm calling you is blocked. So you can see starting right here where they stop their work, it's deep. It's chest high. Some of it's foxtail. Which I'm a little surprised, because I've limed this 2 years in a row, but hey, what seeds in the ground will grow. So let's go, let's mow. Let's engage this sucker. Yeah. Oh yeah, right down there. Come on. Huh. You don't want to engage. Okay. Okay, let me take you out of gear and see if that makes a difference. It should not. There we go. Yeah, it did. Now we're in second. And yep, slow and steady. Let that clutch out, let that PTO go. Drop her down. The shoes on there, but been able to get under this crap. Yeah, there's a deer stand I haven't sat in about 5 years. Well, I can tell you it eats. It eats. She needs a bath. Big time. Now, I ain't one to brag, so I won't, but, man, this is a great tractor. Man, that's awesome. It's all mine, 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 mine. There, I just did. Yeah. Went through all kinds of terrain, and, might even got us a bean or two. You know? Oh, yeah, there's some beans on there. What are they at? 14 bucks a bushel right now? So yeah, I just probably hit about 14 bucks worth of beans there. Now I'm pretty satisfied. Before I do too much to it, especially before I put it away for the winter, I most definitely will do a full service on this thing to include the rear end. My gut tells me there was probably not a lot of attention to it. So I'll do it. And he's running 1030 in there. I mean, honestly, at that point in time, if you're going to run 1030, you might as well go like a 1540 Rotella, you know. So Rotella, and I'll tell you, she's a beaut. 1955, 55, 55. Get this mud off of here while it's wet. Comes off with the hose. Gets the hose again, or it wears the skin. Make sure all the green's off there. We don't want any confusion there, do we?